Hi guys, my name is Mansi and today I'll be sharing with you some of my tips for clearing exams like UGC NET and GATE in English literature. And I have prepared a small PPT for you in which I've written all the tips. So we'll go through them step by step. And I hope that they help you in clearing your exams as well. And in the future, I'll be making more videos on literary topics for such exams, teaching exams. And if you have any of your own requests for any topics on which you want to, clear your doubts or you want to study such topics, some topics, you can put them in the comments and I'll try to make videos on them. For now, I'll share with you some of my tips. All right. Hope you can see the slide. So I'll share with you some of the tips for English and then I'll go towards paper one as well because that's also really important. So these are some of my tips. So first and foremost, the most important thing is to start with a book of history of English literature. And some of my recommendations of such books are there's a history book by William J. Long. I think this is one of the best books for beginners who are just starting to study for NET and GATE exams because this is a very beginner friendly book and there's not a lot of information that you won't be able to understand. So it's given in a very basic way, but it's also at the same time very informative as well. So you can buy this book from Amazon or other Flipkart websites. I have bought this book, and this was the first history book that I had read. I have read it, I think, 2 times. So it was really helpful, and I have it with me, so I can show it to you in the camera of what it looks like. So this is the book. I hope you can see. So this is the book by William J. Long. And the second book is History Book by Routledge. This is also a great book. A lot of questions are also asked and framed from such books. So it will be really helpful if you start with a history book. So the Routledge book is something like this. And there's a new book which I discovered recently. I didn't know about this. So there's a history book by Palgrave Macmillan Publishing House also, and it's very informative. I've just started reading it like a month back. I started reading it, and it has good information. It's a little more in depth, but it's good, I think. But first, like I said, uh, if you want to start with something, start with William J. Long. But I'm giving you other options as well. So this book looks something like this. So these are the books. And if I find links of these books which I'm showing to you, let's see the links of these books from different websites. I'll put them in the description box for you so you can easily buy them. And the next tip from me is that reading the historical background and social and political conditions of a period helps in understanding the reasons behind certain works written by authors. So this is why historical background is important. A history book is important because you need to understand why some works were written. Some works are written also because some monarchs or some kings or queens ask writers to write such work. So if you read the historical background, it will give you a sense of ease to remember those things. So that's why I think social and political conditions of an era or a period are really important so that you can understand why some works were written, and even questions are being asked from social and political conditions. So that will help you for the exam as well. So two in one. And then it also helps in learning the literature chronologically. So if you start from the beginning and go towards the end, it will also help you to naturally learn literature chronologically. So if you like, some people first read the modern age or drama from Victorian era, drama from Elizabethan era, novels from Victorian era. So all of this gets really, really confusing for someone if they don't read it in a proper chronological way. And as you guys must know, there's a lot of questions from chronology in UGC NET. So if you read it this way, it will be really helpful for you to understand it naturally by heart. Then read about the works from websites like Wikipedia and Britannica. These two are really important because Wikipedia has other key points of works and writers also mentioned in it. So the part where there's an introduction of the work or the introduction of the writer and works section of the writer, it is really helpful to read those points as well because it has a lot of key points and questions are made from them also. Then we have for summaries, I like to read from lit charts and Wikipedia as well, like I said. So for summaries, lit charts is really helpful. It has character background also and proper summary also. So those summaries are really important because names of places and characters are mentioned, even the minor characters. So summaries, detailed summary is really helpful. And alternatively, websites of Harvard and Oxford also have important info about the works. If you search on Google, sometimes you get Google results of these universities also where they have pages for works and writers. So even the info on those websites are really helpful. So you can, browse through them also. Then for literary theory and criticism, book by Pramod K. Nayar is also, it's the basic thing. Everyone reads it, I guess. And I also have it. So this is a book by Pramod K. Nayar, which I mentioned. And for previous year question papers, you need to practice the last 10 years because they can be really helpful in giving you the idea about important works, like what kind of works are asked, what kind of writers are asked repeatedly, or writers from which period are being asked repeatedly. So it can make you see a pattern also if you take out the last 10 years papers, and it can make you aware of the question pattern also. Then tips for paper 1. I would say please do not avoid practicing paper 1 because I did it myself and then I regretted it because I missed by a few percentile in my first attempt. So I'm just warning you to not make that mistake. Do not avoid paper 1 because you will have to study it properly if you want a good score. You want to score JRF or even NET for some students. Paper 1 is really important for a good score, and it is very easy also if you start studying it regularly for minimum 1 to 2 hours per day, like I mentioned here. It can become very easy. Just make it a daily habit. You don't need to study for like 4 or 5 hours paper 1 daily, but if you give 1 or 2 hours it will be enough, but you need to be regular with it so that it's fresh in your mind every day. So do not avoid it. And then I will share some sources from where I studied for my exam. I found those really helpful. And these are all free resources. I didn't take any course from these people, but I watched their YouTube videos. So make use of free classes of paper 1 on YouTube. My recommendations are Nav classes. It's run by Navdeep Kaur ma'am. I think she used to teach in an academy before, but I think she gives courses I think she gives courses for paper 1. So this channel was really helpful to me, and she had made playlists also of all the units in a very detailed manner, and she covers all of the topics in very in depth. So it will be really helpful if you take those classes from Navdeep ma'am. I did the same for my preparation. And then Kumar Bharat sir also teaches really well. He, makes the topic really easy to understand. He simplifies it so that it doesn't feel very heavy or very confusing. So stuff like Indian logic, those type of things he makes very easy to understand. So you can consult his channel for that. I found his videos really helpful. And for maths, like my maths is not that good, so in order to understand it, so I consulted Nishant Kapoor sir for maths. So I think now he teaches for physics wala. Earlier he used to teach for Byju's. So I used to watch his free videos on Byju's YouTube channel, on which he took, I think, 1 hour videos, and those playlists are still available for you to go through. So you can watch his videos for that. He shares small tricks also to clear to solve the question easily without solving it in a proper detailed step-by-step manner. You can understand those you can understand those tricks also in order to not lose out on your time in the exam, and those tricks can be really helpful to solve those questions also. Then here also in this exam also, in this paper also, you need to study the previous year question paper of last 10 years, because questions from paper 1 are repeated every year, except for the, I think, environmental section, because in people and environment, new updations are there, like some program is being launched by the government, so recent questions can come in unit like people and environment. But there are many units from which questions are asked repeatedly, like teaching aptitude, research aptitude. From there, questions are being asked repeatedly, and they sometimes twist the question also. They show it in a different manner, but the answer is the same. So you can, you have to practice these last 10 years previous year question paper also, because they'll be really helpful. So please don't avoid it. And then this is a quote from me to motivate all of you. And this is a quote by Charles Dickens from his novel David Copperfield. So the quote says, "My advice is never do tomorrow what you can do today." So that's what I try to, convey to you as well. All of those people who are studying for this exam, that please do not, defer your work for the next day or pending tasks. Don't, just keep those things कि हम कल कर लेंगे और अब कर लेंगे या बाद में कर लेंगे, all that. So just try studying from today. Even if you don't know anything, just pick a book and start studying, and that will be really helpful to you because exams are conducted twice a year, so you have chances for it also. There is no negative marking, but you will have to study in depth. So please start studying from now on, so that you can clear the exam when it's conducted. All right. So thank you. These were my, tips for all of you. And in the future, I'll be making videos for the topics which are being asked in exams. So I hope they'll be helpful to you. And if you have any queries about the exam, or if you want some videos for the exam, anything you want to ask related to the exam, please drop a comment for me, and I'll try to solve all your queries. Thank you.